Ncuti Gatwa plays Eric F. Young on Sex Education, and I am Riley Chow of Gold Derby. Now, Sex Education was just nominated for 4 BAFTAs, including one for you as Best Actor in a Comedy. So, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are that I am very happy. I'm very, very happy that we've been nominated for 4 BAFTAs. I mean, it's completely crazy. Like, because when we were filming season 1, like, we had no idea what the show was going to be, and we had no idea that it was going to be a hit. We had no idea it was going to be successful. We were just like having a bunch of fun, and obviously it was really great having a project that was so kind of meaningful and had so many kind of messages in it, and like empowering messages as well. It was really fun to have that as like a kind of anchor as to what we were doing, but at the same time, because it is a comedy and it's a really funny comedy, we just were like laughing all the time, and we had all gotten really close to one another, and so we were just having a laugh, but we had no idea what the show was going to go on and do. And so now to cut to like 2 years later, like second season now, and being recognized by BAFTAs is just such a huge honor. And it kind of makes me feel like, what the hell? Like, what's happened to my life and to life, like in the past like year, 2 years. Yeah, it's crazy. I feel very honored, and for like, yeah, I mean, my BAFTA, like being recognized by BAFTA personally is I mean, like one of the highest, it's like the highest honor for a British actor, and so I'm very I'm very, very grateful. It hasn't quite sunk in yet, to be honest with you. It hasn't sunk in. I keep looking at the page, the BAFTA page, to be like, is it still there? am I still nominated, or has it gone? No, okay, it's still there. So I'm very, very excited, and so happy for Laurie and for Lauren Evans as well, and Sam Harley. Like, they are such hardworking people. Laurie, the world that she's created is just like, it's incredible. And Lauren Evans, casting director, like the lengths that she goes to find the actors that she does is just insane. Like, she works so hard. And so it's nice that the show is being recognized across different, just in different categories as well.
Yeah, so going back to the beginning, you said that when you got the first script for the show, you read it many times before starting your character analysis with tools that you learned from being classically trained in drama school. So what does that entail?
Sorry, can you repeat that? Can you say that again?
Oh, yeah. So you've said that when you got your first script for the show, then you took it and you really analyzed it with all these tools that you had picked up from your classical training.
Right.
So I'm wondering, what that actually meant.
Okay. Oh my God. Where do I start? Okay. So I just like read the script over and over and over again. I think I read season 1 like 5 times over, like every single episode I read maybe about 5 times. And then, what I'll do is I will highlight and write down all the things that my character says about my character, and then I'll write down all the things that my character says about another character, and then I will write down all the things that all the other characters say about my character. And then what I'm left with is like a bunch of like statements referring to my character that like help me kind of understand who that person is. And then I will go through like all the facts about my character. So for example, like Eric is 16 years old. Eric is a student. I'm more like all the facts, like all the things in the scripts that are a fact about my character. I'll write them all down. And then I just like, by that point, I've kind of gotten a little bit of I've got quite a good grasp of like the words and like the world of the of the piece, and then I will track like the characters' like emotional journey, like on a chart, like literally like a graph chart. I will like draw out like where they are emotionally, like are they happy in the scene, are they sad? Do you know what I mean? And then it's just like it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a lot. And then and then like in each scene, well, okay, so I will do all of that, and then I just leave it. Like literally, I'll just ignore the script for maybe like a month until we start filming, because we tend to get the scripts like a couple months before we start filming. So then I'll leave it. I'll just like kind of let that work settle. And then once we like start filming, every time we get the sides the sides are like the script that you are going to film the next day. So every time I get that, I will write down like my objectives for my character in that scene. So like everything that my character wants in that scene, and like what is his overall objective, like what is he trying to achieve in that scene. And I will write down like all the actions that he does to achieve that scene. So like I attack Otis here, or do you know what I mean? Like it's like a whole bunch. But for sex education, it was quite tricky because it was like a whole series, you know what I mean? It was 8 episodes as opposed to, oh goodness, I'm coming out of my shirt, as opposed to like a play, which is what I'm more used to. Because in a play, I wouldn't ever leave the script behind. Like I would just keep working on it all the way throughout the rehearsal process, like before the rehearsal process, throughout the rehearsal process, and then I feel like I'll start to put the script down like in performance mode. But with TV and film, because there's such an element of like naturalism and realism in terms of the skill set you use as an actor, I wanted to just have a little bit of a distance from it. And so that every time I come to a scene, like to actually do the scene, it's like fresh and natural, yet has like an embedded kind of like foundation of work behind it. So that's my entire method.
Yeah, what a process. What about, is there anything specifically that you do to get into the mindset of a character who is, about 10 years younger than you?
There was no specific things I did to get into the mindset of a 17-year-old. I think I tried not, well, the specific thing I tried to do was I tried not to concentrate on the fact that he was 17. I think, because I think when you like focus on the fact that like, oh, I'm playing a kid, I have to be like a kid. I just find it a little bit inauthentic. And so what I tried to remember is like what I felt like when I was 16. And I guess there's just not as much of a long, what I remembered from that time is that there's not as long, there's not as long a thought process when you're making decisions. You're never like, oh, let me sleep on this. You're acting a little bit more on impulse and a bit more on like, you're just young and full of fire. And so I tried to remember what that felt like. But I didn't try to change myself too much, because you can only ever bring yourself to a role. And so I just tried to bring myself to this role, but not think about my decisions too much, like a 16-year-old would do.
I think my number one question coming out of season 2 was, what happened to Eric's dad? Because we saw him have such a great relationship with him in the first season, and then in the second season, he just was not there.
Yeah, Abeo, I don't know where he was. I think he was maybe on a work trip or something. But no, I think, it was season 1 was such a beautiful connection between Pops, Daddy Abeo and Eric. And I really appreciated Laurie kind of kind of writing that story and connection between these two black men. I think it showed masculinity and black masculinity in a very interesting way. And in season 2, we wanted to create a bit more of a connection with his mum, because mamas know best. And in season 2, Eric has got a lot of decisions that he needs to make. He's a little bit of a popular boy, and so we kind of wanted to really concentrate on the connection that he has with his mum, and showing their relationship a little bit more. So who knows what might happen in the future? Abeyo might come back from his business trip. Who knows? But there definitely is I think something that I was drawn to. Eric's family is an element of the story that I was very much drawn to, because he is one of the only families in Moordale that's like a complete family. You know, his mom and dad are both there, and they're both very present, and they're both very supportive of him and very encouraging of him. And they've got such a great foundation, like within the church and all that. It's like a very strong family unit, and that was very attractive to me when approaching the script. And so we'll definitely see a bit more of that in our future seasons.
So in season 2, Eric is in this love triangle. So I just wanted to ask, are you team Raheem or team Adam?
What a cheeky question. Are you trying to get me fired? Am I team Adam or team Raheem? Do you know what? Ncuti, 27-year-old Ncuti, I would have to be honest and say that I was probably more team Raheem. Because Raheem was actually nice to Eric. However, what I love about this love triangle, and what I love about the character of Adam, is that we just see in this love triangle that, like, you can be a strong person, you can be an empowered person, you can be someone who's like fought to find their own sense of self-worth, such as Eric has. However, he's still 16, he's 17. Every decision he makes is not going to be wise, and that's what happens in life. Not everyone makes wise decisions. And so what I love is like the realism of the relationship between Eric and Adam. And they also have like a very undeniable sexual attraction to each other. You just have to look back on season 1 and see that anytime Adam is around, he's got something phallic near his mouth when he's staring at Eric, whether it be like a sausage or a chocolate bar. It's like the clues were always there. And yeah, and I guess also with Adam, he looks at Eric and sees somebody that is so free, and someone that is so within themselves and within their own body, which is something that he is very, very much not. And throughout season 2, we see the relationship with his dad and how it affects his sense of masculinity. And so we definitely do not excuse the behavior that he has exhibited towards Eric, but we have a bit more of an understanding. And so I can understand why Eric is team Adam. However, Ncuti, if I was giving Eric advice, I'd be like, maybe stick with people that are going to be nice to you. But that's me.
Yeah, I don't remember all that symbolism, so I think I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's quite a few.
Now there have been reports that they're trying to get you back shooting for season 3 pretty quick. Have you heard anything about that? And what else can you tease about season 3 and Eric's journey in
it? We are trying to get back to filming pretty quickly, but obviously with COVID-19 is a very, very real pandemic. We're in a very real pandemic at the moment, and so we're just monitoring the situation. day by day. But hopefully in the next coming months, we will be filming. Dates, I have no dates. I have no information other than just we're seeing how it goes. In terms of storyline, is there anything I can tease? We're gonna delve a little bit deeper into Eric's culture. And that's all I can say.
Okay, well, what about, you've said that you want to see more of an intersection between race and sexuality in the show. Is that something that you talked about with the writers, or is that more just something that you're kind of putting out there?
It is something that I've spoken about with the writers. It's something that I've spoken about with Laurie. And Laurie's really, really great. She's very, very open to hearing all of our suggestions, and not just suggestions, just having the conversation. She's like, who are these people to you? What do they mean to you? You guys now know them as I know them as well. And so what do we think should happen? And she's very open and just so smart and so aware of so many different issues in the world, and is so good at incorporating them into these storylines that are funny as well. But me and Laurie have we've hung out a couple of times and discussed race, discussed sex, discussed sexuality, and I've felt comfortable to kind of share my views on those topics with her, and she's been open to hearing them. She is with all of us, and so it's nice to work and be involved in a project that is so collaborative and whereby our opinions as actors is respected, because we're creative people. So it's nice to be involved in a project like that. But it's definitely a conversation that I have had with the writers. Yeah.
All right, and finally, coming back to the awards process, I'm wondering if you know what episode you submitted for the BAFTAs for consideration from the first season to the judges, and also if you're nominated for season 2 at the Emmys, because the timeline's all weird right now. Do you know what episode from the second season you would submit as your showcase?
Oh, which one I would submit?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what episode would I submit to BAFTA for season 1?
Well, BAFTA, you've already submitted one. Maybe it's been submitted on your behalf, I guess.
Yeah, it was submitted on my behalf. Oh, sorry, I misheard your question. Yeah, no, I don't know which episode was submitted to BAFTA. I just woke up one day with an email from my publicist being like, "You're nominated for BAFTA," and that was it. But I have no idea which episode they sent. None, and I have no idea which one they will have sent to the Emmys.
The Emmys are coming up, so which one would you like to submit?
Which one would I like to submit from episode 2?
From season 2.
From season 2. Oh my God, that's a good question. That is a good question. Which episode from? Oh, I don't know. I think maybe episode 4. Eric and Adam's, when Eric and Adam go on their first date. And then at the end, Eric is left with a very kind of conflicting feeling of oh my God, I've got this connection with this guy, but also I'm dating this amazing, beautiful guy. So, I don't know, there was a lot of emotions going on there for Eric. So maybe episode 4. And also just that date, the first date between Eric and Adam, I just thought was really beautiful and really well done. So yeah, maybe that one.
All right, Ncuti, well, thanks so much for taking the time to chat. To our viewers, you can check out our YouTube channel for other discussions with Emmy contenders, and go to goldderby.com to make your own Emmy predictions. And yeah, congratulations on the BAFTA nomination.
Thank you so much. Thank you for chatting with me today.